we are so excited to partner with the Convoy of Hope. They feed 160,000 plus annually. They've been in years for 23 years they've been in business. The highest rating possible for 11 straight years and the #1 ranking in their category. We feel they're the best in the industry. Now, I'm not going to talk a lot about what they do because we're going to invite Matt on stage in a few minutes to talk about it. But we are so excited to have them as a partner with us, with you, to make sure that our potatoes get to the right place at the right time as efficiently as possible. And we're so excited for the Convoy of Hope and their partnership with us to do that. Now, they bring one more thing to the table. Who would rather make sure they're completely legitimate in a tax deduction? I would. So the Convoy of Hope, being the reputable, established, experienced business that they are, bring this to the table. We'll be able to issue you a tax receipt to make sure all of that is legitimate. Well, I just want to, one more time, thank you for how supportive you've been, for catching the vision of Caring Hands and a potato pack, and encourage you to share the vision. Take a quick ride away from some of the slot tables, find a way to donate, to help us be successful, to help you be successful, and to do so much good around the world. And one more time, Kyäni, those whose lives we touch live better. They do. So I would like now to invite Matt Wilkie. He's the field director for Convoy of Hope, and love to have him tell you a little about this partnership.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble in my drag you down.
Wow. Somebody told me one time, it's not just what you do and actually see with your own eyes, it's what you set in motion. And the things that Mr. Taylor has set in motion for your lives and your families, and also for people around the world, it's overwhelming and it's a beautiful thing. Can we give him another round of applause? Thank you. Here in Las Vegas, it's not rare for people who care about doing well to gather. And that's not a bad thing. We all care about doing well. But there's something special about today. Today, I'm with a group of people who also care about doing good. And I just want to come on behalf of Convoy of Hope, and before I say anything else, I want to say thank you to you for your hearts to do good in helping people in your communities and around the world. Thank you. We are thrilled with this partnership between Convoy of Hope and Kyäni. As a member of the Convoy of Hope team for the last 15 years or so, I've gone to different places around the United States where there is poverty and also around the world. And some of you have been and maybe even lived near some of these places as well, where there is just desperation. The statistics and the numbers could go on and on. Nearly 1 billion people live on less than $1.90 a day. The hunger, the malnutrition, the lack of clean water, the lack of education, the lack of access to good jobs. And it's all tied together with things like drug abuse and violence and even things like human trafficking are all connected to the poverty that is in this world. There's a lot of difficult things that people face. And we at Convoy of Hope are thrilled to partner with you to do our best to make a difference. This is a young man named Pablo who lives in Nicaragua, and he and his family every day they live right at the edge of a garbage dump, and they go and they sift through the trash to try to find something that they can use for their own families or something that they can sell to just try to sustain themselves. And if something doesn't happen in Pablo's life, that is the career he will have forever, if you can even call it a career. That's the life that's ahead of him. And we at Convoy of Hope and you at Kyäni Caring Hands want to do something about it. I heard a story that I want to share. It's kind of a sadistic story, so please forgive me. But there was a scientist who did an experiment, and he took a big vat of water that was filled to the very top, and then he took a rat, because that's what scientists like to do. And he stuck that rat in the water, and he started a timer, and he watched to see how long that rat would swim before it gave up and drowned. The rat lasted about 15 minutes, and then it drowned. Again, I said it's sadistic, okay? He did the experiment again and again and again and again and again, and every time he would put that rat, a different rat, obviously, in the water. Right at about the 15-minute mark, the rat would just give up and drown. And then that scientist tried something different. At about the 14-minute mark, he looked at the rat that was struggling in the water, and he pulled that rat out of the water. And he dried the rat off and gave the rat some good rat food and gave the rat a nice little place to sleep and rest. And after the rat was all rested, again, he's sadistic, he took the rat and he dropped it back in the vat of water. And the rat swam past the 15-minute mark, and it was going strong. 20, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 10 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, 60 hours. That rat swam. And I don't think it was his mind that gave up. I think it was his body that finally just gave up against sadistic, and it was a sad thing. But that rat lasted 240 times longer than the rat's brothers and sisters. And I think there's one word that can describe the reason why that rat was able to have such great endurance and such great forward motion. And that word is hope. And what Kyäni does for your lives is provide a measure of hope for you and your families and ways to help you. But what Kyäni Caring Hands does for people around the world and what Convoy of Hope seeks to do is to provide hope. And for us, that hope has a foundation in a practical way, and that foundation is a childhood nutrition program that exists in 11 countries currently around the world, and that list is always growing. Bill and Melinda Gates, in their most recent newsletter, said that the biggest unused or underdeveloped source of help for the world is to help through nutrition. And that's what we seek to do. Through this childhood nutrition program, there are children in 11 countries that receive help. And I've gone to each of those countries and I've asked the teachers in the schools, and I'll pause and say, we distribute the food almost exclusively through schools, sometimes through orphanages, because it's through the schools where the kids learn. And if they can have nutrition in their stomachs, they're going to learn more. They're going to have a greater aptitude to be able to learn the things that they can learn. And I asked the teachers, I've been to all of those countries, and I've said, what difference has this feeding program made? And they've said, our kids now, they study better, they learn better, they have more energy, they're growing up, they're healthier, they're stronger, and we are so thankful for this feeding program. That's going to help those kids today and tomorrow, but it's going to help them and their families as they grow up. It's going to help the societies that they're a part of as well. I was in Haiti, and on Wednesday morning, I had breakfast with my friend Samuel, and he said, Matt, I want you to tell something and spread the word. Convoy of Hope is changing the data of my community. It's changing everything. And he said, tell people thanks. So I say to you as a Convoy of Hope partner, thank you. And this partnership is just beginning, and we're thrilled. Right now, there are 160,210 children in our feeding program. We hope that number is 200,000 by the year 2020. And it's not just a feeding program, it's a program that helps through agriculture and women's empowerment and other initiatives as well, trying to give people help that can last them a lifetime. And we also, I'll just note this, we respond to disasters. in different places throughout the globe, having been in over 110 countries. And it happens not just because of the staff of Convoy of Hope, it happens because of good people and good partners spread throughout the United States and really around the world, including our friends at Kyäni, Caring Hands. And we're thrilled about this new development with the potato packs, the fortified nutrition, the vitamins, the minerals, the fat that exists to help the malnourished children. This is a perfect partnership. I'd like to share a short video from Nicaragua to show you how it will soon be fitting into our feeding program. Here's that video.
We take care of each other. My mom cooks for me and my grandmother takes me to school every day. We've shared everything here for 40 years. My son, my daughter-in-law, and my grandchildren. My son is a carpenter when he can't find work. And my daughter-in-law is a housewife and sometimes cleans for other people. Sometimes my mother gets paid once a week, and my dad helps. But I know it's not easy. As you know, it is hard. Sometimes there is a lack of money, so there is no food. Right now, there are moments that we can't feed our kids, but they will have stomachs full because they receive food at school. The kids eat in the school at noon, and I help cook the food for their classes. Before receiving the food, the government gave just a glass of milk, but it wasn't enough. But now that we are receiving the food, it is helpful. Because sometimes the kids come home and maybe I don't have food here, but they already have food in their stomachs because they ate at school. They have gained weight and have more energy to play and study. The food is very delicious and has helped strengthen my bones. I would like to thank you and all of the people for the food that you are sending.
Wow. I've had children in each of those countries say thank you to me, but I tell them they're not saying it to me, they're saying it through me to people like you. And that video you saw was a rice mix. It's a fortified mix, it's a healthy mix. But we're thrilled that soon there'll be videos with potato packs in those bowls. That I took that picture of Becca and Damon and my friend Madame Jeanette from Haiti and some other people there. And she's a recipient of a potato pack. And you know what? We have more potato packs on the way to places like Haiti, and then also into Central America and Honduras, in Nicaragua, in El Salvador. And kids soon will be eating their potato packs for their nutritious meal every day at school. And we are so thankful to you. We are so thankful for this partnership. And it's so true to say that you are a group of people who are doing well. But I'm so grateful that you're a group of people who are doing good. On behalf of myself and 160,210 kids around the world, thank you, Kyäni. Thank you.
Settle down.